Hello guys, welcome back. Here is another problem. Alright, it says calculate the solubility in mole per dm cube of 40 grams of copper sulfate dissolved in 100 grams of water at 120 degrees Celsius. Alright, now let's look at the solution to this particular problem. Now, first of all, what are we being asked to calculate? We have been told to calculate the solubility in mole per dm cube, right? And don't forget, so our solubility in mole per dm cube will be equal to, that will be mole of solute. All right, mole of solute divided by volume of solvent in decimeter cube. All right, here what is our solute? Our solute is our copper sulfate, right, that dissolves in 100 grams of solvent, which is water, at this particular temperature, 120 degrees Celsius. All right, now what we need to do is that, okay, let's calculate, or let's find a way of getting the mole of our solute. Right, now don't forget that mole of our solute, which is copper sulfate, will be equal to mass of copper sulfate, right? So mass of copper sulfate all over molar mass of the solute, which is molar mass of copper sulfate. Okay, now let's calculate the molar mass of copper sulfate then. All right, so molar mass of copper sulfate here can be calculated as, what's the mass of the atomic mass of copper? That is 64, right? Plus, we have one sulfur here, one atom of sulfur, and one atom of sulfur has atomic mass of 32. Plus, we have 4 atoms of oxygen here. So, and one atom of oxygen is 16, right? 16 multiplied by 4. So, that will be 64, right? So, everything is 64 plus 32 plus 64. And what is that? That is 160 grams per mole. Okay, and according to the question, we have been given the mass of the solute, copper sulfate, as 40 grams, right? Therefore, number of mole of copper sulfate will be equal to 40 grams all over the molar mass of copper sulfate, which is 160 grams per mole. Okay, now if you do the calculation here, 0 will cancel 0 here. So 4 divided by 16, that will be 1 over 4, and everything will be 0.25 mole. 25 mole, that is the number of mole of copper sulfate, right, is equals to 0.25 mole. All right, now what next? All right, the volume of the solvent is also required, but here the solvent is given in mass, right? That is 100 grams of water. Okay, now how are we going to get or to know the volume of water here? Now, if you recall that density of water, right? Density of water is what? Approximately 1.0. Let's assume it to be what? 1.0 gram per centimeter cube. What does it mean? It means that for every 1 gram, right? For every 1 grams of water, the volume is 1 centimeter cube, right? So which means 100 grams of water, right, will be equivalent to 100 centimeter cube of water. All right, so now we've known that, okay, our 100 grams of water is equivalent to 100 centimeter cube of water. All right, now, and we need the what? We need the solvent. The volume of the solvent is needed in dm cube. What are we going to do? You also need to know that 1000, there's a conversion unit. I say 1000 centimeter cube is equivalent to 1 decimeter cube. This is a conversion unit, right? Which means if you want to convert a volume in centimeter cube to dm cube, you divide that volume in centimeter cube by 1000. All right, now finally, without wasting much of our time, our solubility in mole per dm cube of our solute will be equal to the mole of the solute, which is 0.25 mole, right, of copper sulfate, divided by 100 all over 1000 in dm cube. Amazing, right? So what will happen? 0 cancels 0 here, 0, 2 cancels 0 here. That will be 1 over 10, right? And that would become 0.25 multiplied by 10 all over 1 mole all over dm cube, right? So finally, we now have what? 2.5 mole per dm cube. So this is the solubility of copper sulfate, of 40 grams of copper sulfate that will be dissolved in 100 grams of water. Hope you like it. Please kindly share and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.